Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Do you recall those mornings when you wake up and you wish maybe that you had stayed asleep? Well, it happens to us quite frequent. I'm thinking about we here as Americans. For the past so many years, we've gone through all kind of hassles. We've had a lot of hatred in this country, a lot of racism and bigotry, and we've had a sad, evil country. West, we've told everybody else that we were all of the good stuff. But the way we treated one another is pathetic. And yet we try to tell each other that we're doing better. Truth of it is, we are not doing better. That is why some of the people of this country attacked this country in January 6th. They feel that they got the power to do whatever they want to do, regardless of who it hurts. And it is a continuation of what has been happening in this country all along. Sometimes we want to call it politics, we want to call it democracy, whatever you want to call it. The truth of the matter of it is that what we're having here is hell. I can imagine when humans were made. I can imagine a man being made, and naturally my imagination takes me through all of the things that I know that man has done, the role that he plays. Women, same thing, just by what they've done. We do know that man and woman brings more human beings and more responsibility. And yet, when the responsibility is there, the resources are there. All it takes is the will. And when the will is expressed in a positive way, then everything is okay. And I can imagine the family growing, getting bigger and bigger. Obligations, responsibilities, everything grows. And yet you got the numbers there to spread it out so there's no pain and everybody gains. We call that wisdom, using wisdom. Wisdom, my friends. So we have people come into the world and they determine that they need food, they come up with it. They need clothing, they come up with it. They need shelter, they come up with it. They need education, they come up with it. They need health care, they come up with it. They need transportation, they come, and all of the things that they need. Something alerted them that these things were important. And the knowledge was there, the resources were there, the commitment was there, and we have it. All of this, no pain, no suffering, no lying, no cheating, no stealing, no killing, no terror, no war. And everybody that's engaged in the process has chosen what it is, what role they would like to play. And the role that they play is the one that gives them their greatest joy. Their greatest joy. It's like every day of your life is filled with nothing but joy. And the power, the real power, has made it in such a way that when you're having this joy, you're bringing out of your imagination resources that the people, all of you, the human beings, have determined that you might want. You don't want everything. Everybody didn't want everything, but it's enough of the variation of things that when you desire, want, or need, you got it. That was God. That's God. That's God, ladies and gentlemen, plain and simple. Loving, wisdom, being wise, making sure you don't run out of nothing, not mad, not destroying. And then someone comes along like Putin. Someone comes along like Donald Trump. And they decide that everybody's having a good time, but they choose to be more important, so they want to have a better time. So in order to have a better time, they got to change the way things are done. So in essence, really, when things were just like they're supposed to be, now these guys decide, well, we need to deceive these guys, make them think that some of you are better. You better than they are. You deserve more than they do. You're wonderful. You were made here to rule things. Look at them. You can make things better than they are. And they just start lying. After they start lying, and they want to start amassing to prove that they are superior to others, so they start stealing. All of those things that we do as human beings, killing, racism, all that stuff, it's the actions of hell. It's that we are in hell. Somebody told us we were doing all right. We're not doing all right. We're in hell. Ladies and gentlemen, listen again. We are in hell. Do you see what, even in your own country, in America, don't you see what they're doing? They are bringing in people to run the government who has no idea what it's all about. They spent their lives conniving, lying, cheating, taking advantage wherever they could. And now they want to run the country. And what are they thinking about doing? Abusing people. We don't even hear them talking about what they do want to do. They're so great. Make America great. To them, making America great is beginning by abusing people. Everybody that's in this country basically now came here from somewhere else. And now some of them who've been here the longest, who have played a part in making the rules, now have made the rules that says you can't come here. We have no explanations about how we can help you beyond we'll send you a charity box. No, you can't come here. And I'm not saying everybody in the world got to come here. We know that wouldn't work. But if the United States of America had the basic ingredient, and they should, if they had the basic concept that would allow them to transfer that which we utilize here that makes us so fantastic and great across the earth, then it would be something. It would be worth something. But we aren't, ladies and gentlemen. You got to understand that you are a misfit if you want to get fixed. If you want to fix this stuff. And this hatred, do you see Putin, what he's doing? That demonic action? You see what Trump has been doing and setting up to do all that demonic action? And who's listening? When they took this stuff to heaven, they said a third of the angels listen. And down here, I'm sure it appears that at least a third of the world is going this way. And at least in America, it seems like, I guess it's a third, maybe more, who wants to go the same way. In other words, they are saying that they don't know God, but they do know lying. They know cheating. They know that stuff works. A lot of times they have to go to jail. But it's okay, they say. They keep doing it. And the system keeps things going the way that they are, that facilitates these prisons continuously being filled. They're not talking about fixing anything. This is the world we're living in today. And you got this guy that's running his mouth speaking for evil has proven that he qualifies because he is above the law. The laws, they might have been made to be good, but in their actions, they are hellishness because they're just exploitation. And in order to change that, we the people have to change. And we the people are not given information about change. We're saying politic it right. Politic it right. And every time we politic something right, we're making somebody else mad. So I figure like this, let's make the devil mad. Do the right thing for all of the people on earth. Make sure. Let me just give you an example. A moment ago I said that basically we and the earth and its people and its operation requires wisdom. The kind of wisdom that would allow you to live here on earth without any problem. And if you don't have that wisdom, as I mentioned earlier, when we talked about evil, when we talked about the demonic force, when we're talking about the lying and the cheating when he comes on the scene, it has to operate in some kind of way. So it doesn't have that wisdom. It doesn't have that caring, compassion, empathy for one another. It doesn't even have any sense that that is the way it's supposed to be because of the deception. And since it has no idea of how that's going to come out, the only thing that it turns to is that which makes evil work. And so while we have food, clothing, shelter, house, and all that other kind of stuff because it's due us, evil says it's not due you. It's due you if you can pay for it. But see, this is how they bring money into the scene. Money into the scene. Now all the stuff that God made for you to have just by enjoying living, now you got to work. And basically what that means, it takes the joy out of what you're doing. Now you're basically slaving, doing things that you don't necessarily want to do, but what you feel that you have to do based upon what's been made available for you to do, just in order to get some of that money that they have made up here before you, so you can get the things that they have stolen from you back, so you can get some benefit out of it. Hell, ladies and gentlemen, pure D hell. I want you to look at all the people that just won the election. Put them up in front of you, from Trump all the way down. Is there any of them, anywhere in this country, talking about making sure that education is available for everybody? Is there any of them talking about making sure that health care is available for everybody? Is there any of them talking about making sure that no person in this nation have to suffer lack of anything that many of us have a chance to enjoy? We'll make it possible for them all to enjoy. Is there anybody that's gotten elected in politics over the past year and now ever saying anything like that to you? Now I'm asking you something. You've heard some of those things come out of the mouths of the Democrats. You probably never heard it come out of the mouths of the Republicans. But even when the Democrats say it, the Republicans are going to stop them. And if the Republicans don't stop them, the Democrats are going to stop them. So it doesn't matter who is saying it, it's not happening. And that's when you just get frustrated. That's when you just get mad and give up on God and give up on everybody. You just don't care. But the truth, my friends, is still there. It is still there. I need you to know that a way to understand this is not that somebody was smart and went out there and grabbed a nice stuff. I know what it means. When I used to think from my early education that all of the persecution that the natives, Indians, what they call them now, had to go through, I was basically accepting the fact that it was necessary. Why? So that we could have a place to live. Like the Indians, the natives were keeping us out of place to live. So we had to do what was done to them so we can have a place to live. At that time, nobody was telling me that this wasn't for me, that I represented the people who were used as slaves to work their lives away for the same people that took these natives' land. All pure D hell, ladies and gentlemen. That's the foundation, pure D hell. Now, in order for that to change, it's not going to change by those who took, by those who killed to get. They ain't giving up nothing. You just got to make sure that what they got don't mean anything. In other words, don't support it. Do not support the evil. Support what is right. Support what is right. Even if you stand alone, support what is right. Somebody say, well, you ain't getting nowhere. Just step on over here. That'll give us enough weight to move this way. Support what is right. Support what is right. So, money is basically the big major tool that Satan uses. And God's way, it just not practiced. Every now and then, the system allows you to do little things so you can pretend that you got a connection with the power that be. That's just all a fake thing. To be real, mean we wouldn't be out there trying to talk about what we're finna do to Donald Trump's enemies. What the hell he mean talking about his enemy? Who is he? Talking about an enemy. He's just another man just like me. But if he rub people the wrong way and they don't like it and they stand up and call him on it, he wants to show how much power he got. How much power does he have? He got the power enough to tell a whole bunch of lies, and people for some reason in America agrees with him. Then he can go and get power stacked on top of that and get the military and go out and whoop Americans' heads. Don't you know that's hell, ladies and gentlemen? Just the thought of that is hell, let alone trying to implement it. But you know where that power comes from? It's from you. You black people who send us as slaves, you white people, you know where you come from. All of us talking trash and doing nothing. Talking trash and doing nothing. And talking about going to heaven. Talk about well, how many of you are ashamed